Good morning everyone. Today we are going to discuss about sickle cell anemia. So first of all, we will understand what is sickle cell anemia, what are the factors that is responsible for sickle cell anemia, how we can diagnose it, how we can cure it, etc. So first of all, we all have to understand what is sickle cell anemia. So let's begin. It is also known as sickle cell disease. Sickle cell anemia is known by another term that is known as sickle cell disease. Next, it is a genetic disease of the RBC. Basically, it is the genetic disease of the red blood cells. Next, what happens in this anemia? As you know, our normally blood cells are flat, round and slightly thinner at the center. They are flexible and can pass through tiny blood vessels. But what happens in sickle cell anemia? The patient is having stiff cell and the cell are stick to the blood vessels. When they are stick to the blood vessels, the blood cannot reach to different parts of the body and the blood vessels are blocked, and the shape of the normal blood cell, which is flat round, in sickle cell anemia they become a crescent shape. What is crescent shape? Crescent shape is basically a thin curve shape that is thicker in middle and taper to thin points at each end like a sickle. Next, the sickle cell usually only lasts 10 to 20 days instead of the normal 90 to 120 days. Means our normally lifespan of RBC is 90 to 120 days. After 90 to 120 days, new RBC are formed and old RBC are destroyed between 90 to 120 days. But when a person is having sickle cell anemia, then this sickle cell lasts only for 10 to 20 days and they get died. Next, how sickle cell anemia is caused? What are the factors that is responsible for sickle cell anemia? So, sickle cell disease is caused by mutation in the hemoglobin beta gene found on chromosome 11. This defect forms abnormal hemoglobin molecule. Means there is a mutation in the hemoglobin beta gene which is found on the chromosome number 11. This defect forms abnormal hemoglobin molecule. When abnormal hemoglobin molecule is formed, then it carries less oxygen, and when it carries less oxygen, then it cannot reach to different parts of the body and our organs are deprived of oxygen and they get weak. Next, there are some symptoms of sickle cell anemia that are excessive fatigue, as I have told you in earlier video, means tiredness, or irritability from anemia. If you are having sickle cell anemia, then you may have excessive fatigue or irritability. Next, swelling and pain in hands and feet. As you know, the abnormal shape of the RBC in sickle cell disease will get stick to the blood vessel and they cannot cross the blood vessel and can't reach to the tissues. So, the tissue and organs of the body will get deprived of oxygen due to the oxygen, there will be swelling and pains in hands and feet and various parts of the organs. Next, pain in chest, back, arms or legs. Frequent infection, there may be infections. Now, what are the complications of sickle cell anemia if it is not treated in a proper amount or proper time? So, first complication is illness, second is change in temperature, third is stress, next poor hydration, skin ulcer, eye problems, gallstone. What is here? Gallstones. As gallstone is basically hardened hard deposit of bile that can form in your gallbladder. Next, how we can diagnose sickle cell anemia? So there are various blood tests used to diagnose sickle cell anemia. What we do in the blood test? In blood test, we will measure the or check the or evaluate the size of the RBC, shape of the RBC. If the shape of the RBC is found to be crescent or sickle, then we can say the person is having sickle cell anemia. Next test is HB electrophoresis, means hemoglobin electrophoresis. What we do in this test basically confirms the diagnosis of SCD. If we cannot confirm the SCD, sickle cell disease, with the normal blood test, then we will perform hemoglobin electrophoresis. This is the confirmation test for sickle cell disease. In this, we will measure the different types of hemoglobin in the blood. As you know, our blood consists of different types of hemoglobin, like hemoglobin A, hemoglobin A2, hemoglobin B, etc. Hemoglobin A is the major constituent of our blood. Next, this test is also used to look abnormal hemoglobin. As you know, normal hemoglobin carries oxygen and release it, so your muscles and organ can use it. Next, if abnormal hemoglobin occur, then it carries less oxygen and these blood cells have a shorter lifespan than normal hemoglobin. So we will here diagnose abnormal hemoglobin and can confirm about sickle cell anemia. Next, treatment. First treatment is rehydration with intravenous fluid. In short, we can say IV fluids. Means this helps RBC return to a normal state. Next, blood transfusion. This improves transport of oxygen and nutrients that our organs and tissue need. Next, pain medications. As I have told you before, that our blood cells will stick to the blood vessel and it cannot pass to other tissues and different types of organs, and our tissues and oxygen will get deprived of oxygen, and due to the deficiency of oxygen they are not able to work properly and they will cause pain and swelling. So in that condition we will take some pain medication that will relieve the pain during a sickle crisis. What is sickle crisis? Sickle crisis is basically the pain that begins suddenly and lasts several hours to several days. It can last from hours to so many days. It happens when sickle RBC block small blood vessels that carry blood to your different parts of body. Next treatment is immunization. What is immunization? Immunization is basically a process where person is made immune or resistant to infection. So to prevent infection we will apply immunization treatment. Next is bone marrow transplant. We will transplant bone marrow which can treat sickle cell disease. Now some home care treatments. The treatment we can do at home. First is use heating pads for pain relief. Next, take folic acid supplements. The food or supplements that constitute folic acid, we can consume that supplements. We will drink more amount of water that reduce the chance of sickle cell crisis. We should exercise daily and reduce stress to reduce sickle crisis too. I hope all you have understand my video. So thank you.